Okay, so we're going to be working on our more equations worksheet. The plan for this video is to do 3 problems. So we're going to start with 1A, this one right here. So we have the equation and we also have the bar model. So the equation is 6y, because there's 6 y's. So 6y, which is the same as 6 times y, plus 12 is equal to 78. Great. So we actually solved equations like this all the time already. So we're going to keep it up. 6y plus 12 equals 78. So our goal is at the way end of our problem, we're hoping that we can get y, the variable that we don't know, all alone on one side. So the easiest way for us to do that is first, we'll save the variable for last. We're going to get rid of anything added or subtracted from the variable. So right now, we have 6 times y, 6y, plus 12. So we want to get rid of that 12. So we're going to do the opposite of plus 12 is minus 12. We'll do minus 12 on both sides. It's important to remember to do it on both sides so that the equation is still balanced and the equation is still equal. So we could do this. We have what is 6y plus 12 minus 12? The plus 12 and the minus 12 will cancel out because if I have 0 plus 12 minus 12, yeah. So, and then all that's left over on the left side is 6y, or 6 times y. And now we have to find out what the right side equals. So we have 78 minus 12. 8 minus 2 is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6y equals 66. Perfect. And now what we need to do, and I'm going to make this a bit smaller. Now what we need to do is get rid of this 6 that's being multiplied by the y, because it's 6 times y, but we don't want to know what 6 times y is. We want to know what just y is. So my one student raising their hand, what are we going to do to get rid of this 6 here?
We're going to divide 6 by 6y.
Perfect. So we're going to divide. We want to get rid of that 6, so we're going to divide 6y by 6. And we have to remember to do that to both sides. So 6y divided by 6, we want to get rid of the 6. And we do it to both, divided by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. And so our answer here becomes 1y. That's exactly what we want, 1y, or just y. It's the same thing. And then on the right side, we have 66 divided by 6. Who wants to, you guys can just shout it out. What's that answer? 66 divided by 6.
11.
Good. Perfect. That is exactly how we solve that problem. And this is the work that I want to see on your guys' paper when you do it, okay? Perfect. And I'm going to box my answer because that is the math symbol for this is my answer. Okay, so now I'm going to be moving on to question 2A. So I'm going to be erasing my work here. And so for question 2A, we actually don't have the equation. We only have the bar model. So we're going to have to use the bar model in order to find our equation. So I could just draw the bar model right here. And it is, we have 4 x's and 142 at the end. So we have an x, an x, an x, another x, and 142. Okay, and then we also know that the total length of the bar, this is the total, all of it is equal to 298. So how are we going to make our equation from this? So the bar, everything inside the bar is going to be on one side of the equal sign. I'm going to move it, make it so everything inside the bar is on the left side of the equal sign for me. So how can we write, we need to know that this bar, everything inside the bar is added to each other. So it's x plus x plus x plus x plus 142. And one way that we can write, and I write over here, or wait, where can I write it? I can write it up here. X plus x plus x plus x is equal to 4 times x, or 4x. There's 4 x's there that are all being added together. So on the left side, we'll have 4x. And then finally, we have 142 is being added to 4x. So 4x plus 142. So that is one side of the equal sign. So I'll draw my equal sign now. That's one side of the equal sign. And then how you know what's on the other side of the equal sign is from, what's the color I can use here? Maybe red. Oh, maybe orange. Is the other side here. The total, because all of this is equal to the total, which is 298. And so now we know exactly what we need to do to solve this problem. We've done this a couple times. So what I'm going to do is I want to find out what x equals, right? So this, my final answer will be x equals something. So I want to get x all alone. And so if I have a number times x plus a number, I could get rid of the number that's added to x first. So the opposite of plus 142, or the opposite of positive 142, is minus 142 or negative 142. It's exactly the same. So the opposite of 142 is minus 142. Great. So to get our left side of the equation, it will be 4x plus 142 minus 142. And we also need to remember to subtract it from both sides, right? So if we subtract minus 142 from both, we'll have to do it on this side too. Great. Okay, so 4x plus 142 minus 142 will leave us with just 4x on the left side. And then we have to find out what this subtraction problem is. 298 minus 142, 8 minus 2 is 6, 9 minus 4 is 5, 2 minus 1 is 1. And so we have 4x equals 156. And our last step is we don't want to know what 4x equals. We want to know what just one x is, not what 4 x's are, what just one x is. So in order to get rid of this x, we're going to divide by the number we're multiplying by. We want to get rid of the 4 times the x. And to get rid of that 4 times the x, we can divide both sides by 4. So that's what we're going to do. 4x divided by 4, 156 divided by 4. We already know what the left side is going to be. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so they cancel each other out. And we're just left with 1x at the bottom, right? 1x. There's only 1x here, right? There's 1x. Great. And then we have to find out what 156 divided by 4 is. So we could do that right here. 156 divided by 4. 4 goes into 1 0 times. Drop the 5. 4 goes into 15. 1, 2, 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. Drop the 6. Ooh, who knows this one? Does anyone want to shout out? How many times does 4 go into 36?
9.
9, yes, 9. Perfect. So 9 times 4 is 36. Doop, doop. No remainder, and 4 goes into 156, a total of 39 times. Great. Perfect. So let's write our answer down for number 2. I'll write it in blue because I like that. X equals 39. Okay, and then we, you guys could go ahead and keep writing that down. Let's see, go ahead and go to the next worksheet. And we're going to do one more problem. Okay, here we go. We are on the next problem now. And we're going to be solving 3a. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. So we're supposed to draw a bar model as well. So I'm going to draw my bar model above 3a. So it's just going to be empty rectangle for now, right? I'll have to fill it in. And then underneath that, I'm going to give myself a little bit of room because I have to write the total. And then I'll write the equation. So I'm doing 3a, this one right here. So 3x plus 50 equals 158. So first, I need to draw my bar model. And I could even look at my last example for a little bit of help. You see, on one side of the equation is what's inside the bar model. And on the other side of the equation is what is the total. So we're going to do the same thing. So we know that inside is going to be this. So this is what's going to be inside. 3x means that there's going to be 3 x's, right? So I'm going to split my bar into 4 equal parts because I'm going to have 3 x's, 1x, 2x, 3x, and my last one will have 50, the plus 50. So that's how I'm going to draw that part of the bar model. And then the last thing is the total. Need to make sure to have the total, and the total is on the other side, 158. So the total is 158. So that's how you guys could draw the bar model. I'll draw the bar model one more time just so it's clear. I'll draw it underneath for my answer. So I'm splitting it into 4 parts. And we're going to have an x, or I guess I'll do it in blue again. We're going to have an x, 1x, 2x, 3x plus 50. So there's also 50 in there. And then the total is on the right side. They told us it in the equation, 158. Okay, so now that we've done that, now we can just solve the equation using math. And this is very similar to all the other steps we've been doing, the other 2 problems. So we have 3x plus 50. We eventually want to get x to be all by itself. So in order to, we're going to focus on the variable last. We're going to focus on that 3x last and get rid of any pluses or minuses we have first. So we have 3x plus 50. We want to get rid of that 50. So the opposite of plus 50 is minus 50. The opposite of positive 50 is negative 50. So we also have to remember to do that to both sides. That's the whole part of balancing the equation. It means we're doing it to both sides. So we're going to do minus 50 on this side. Okay, so on the left side, we have 3x plus 50 minus 50. So we got rid of this 50 plus 50 minus 50. And so we have 3x on the left side. And then on the right side, we have to find out what that is right now. 158 minus 50. Some of you guys know this in your head. 8 minus 0 is 8. 5 minus 5 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. 108. Great. And now we are on to our last step. So we don't want to know what 3x is. 3x equals 108 means that 108 is 3 times bigger than x. But we don't want to know what that is. We want to know what just 1x is. So in order to get rid of this 3, to get rid of a multiply 3, we have to do the opposite. The opposite of multiplying is divide, right? Those are the only 4 you need to remember. Remember, the opposite of add is subtract, and vice versa. The opposite of subtract is add, and the opposite of multiply is divide. And the opposite of divide is multiply. So we want to get rid of this multiply 3, so we're going to divide by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we're left with just 1x, which is exactly the same as just having 1x. See? Want to make sure that's clear. And then on the right side, we have 108 divided by 3. So we're going to do that as well. So 108 divided by 3. Okay, now I'm going to move this 3 a little bit. Boop. Okay, 3 goes into 1 0 times. 0 times 3 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. Drop the 0. 3 goes into 10, a total of 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. Drop the last number, which is an 8. And finally, we have 3 goes into 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 18 is 0, so we have a remainder 0. And our answer is 3 goes into 108, a total of 36 times. So our answer is x equals 36. And so, guys, you see, I was doing my work on the left side of my paper. Make sure you do yours in the box. Alrighty, so that should be it for this video. Great.